It's been a decent bit of time since I made my video explaining what I thought the best character was in the Strongest Battlegrounds. Then recently I thought, why not just listen to what the actual players of the game think the best character is? I gathered my viewers in my Discord server and had multiple people explain what they think the best character is, and then all of the listeners voted in polls based off of what they heard. This is how it went. We're gonna do one poll first,
Okay.
and then we're gonna start the discussion. Then we're gonna have multiple polls, and hopefully the discussions will change what you think about it, and then the poll results will be different.
You'll be called up, two of you, and one of you guys will speak for about 1 minute and a half, 2 minutes. We're going to be a little bit liberal in the time. Once the time's up, the other person will talk. They can rebut or add in further points, and then you guys, the viewers, will choose who you guys think won the debate and whether your opinion's changed. Also, mods, stop spamming attachments. I'm looking at you, Retora, and Michael.
Everyone go to the stage chat and vote for who you think the best character is. You guys clearly think that Saitama is the best. And Genos is like, close. So I'm gonna choose two people. Let's go with this dude. Let's go with this guy.
Skibbity.
You're both gonna be serious about this?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yinkle, is that how I say your name?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you first, what character do you think is the best? Just straight up. Genos. Okay, and why?
By a long shot. Because, with ignition burst, you don't really think it at first, but with one move, you can actually hit it 2 times, and you can probably nearly do as much as normal punch. And normal punch can do as much as an ultimate move. And with ignition burst as well, you can go into the air, charge a blitz shot, and they won't be able to hit you unless it's a metal bat and they have a grand slam, so they can just hit you. But with blitz shot, you can just charge it, and then it can do loads of damage to them, and you can do some decent combos with moves. Probably a true combo, but it won't be that good because they can most likely escape it, since there's a lot of chances to actually escape a Genos combo, since it's all just basically the same moves.
Go ahead, just Trog. What character do you think is the best?
Saitama.
And why?
Because he probably has one of the most best combo starters, and he has one of the easiest techs in probably the whole game.
Anything else? Or is that it?
That's probably it.
Really? Alright.
Wow.
Okay.
That was a strong 10
That's it.
seconds.
Very strong argument. Alright.
Thank you.
Wow.
Combo starters. Yeah. M1. Yeah.
Always with the combo starters.
Okay, alright, let's go with Hallie Hank, Sexy Egg. Can you both
Wait, can I
talk?
ask a question before we start?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, so are we including ults or are we not including ults?
Literally anything. You can use anything to explain whatever your point is. Let's start with Sexy Egg. What character do you think is the best and why?
Okay, so I think it's also Genos, because when you think about it, he's got 2 passives, right? One where he uses ragdoll cans to get too close to him, because it also kind of semi-stuns you. And also, after you're done killing somebody, if you use a finisher, which they do a ton of damage, his finishers, unless it's blitz shot or ignition burst, you can just move on to another fight because you get all your moves back, right? Or you can run, you can spam projectiles. His first move, the finisher, activates at 30%. It's busted. And his ult, his second move literally bypasses death counter, and you can refresh his ult moves. So yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Alright. Hallie Hank, you're up next.
In my opinion, I have to also go with Genos. Probably because with the as well with the ragdoll cancel, you could probably start a combo with that as well, because it does damage and stun. The ult speed blitz dropkick also bypasses death blow death counter, so that's also a positive. That's really all I have to say.
Alright. Thank you. I'm gonna move you guys out now. I think we can do one more. Devilman, Mushy. Let's start with Mushy. What character do you think is the best and why?
I think it's Saitama because the passive is very good because if you're in a fight and you're very low and someone else is coming for you, you could use ult and yeah yeah, I'm done. Oh my god.
All right, Devilman, what's your take?
So I'm gonna have to go for Genos too because like Genos is really good. So that he has two passives which are the egg, whatever he said, he has said some, and then after that he has two passives when somebody can knock you down, you can like get back up and then start a combo with that, and then there's another passive which like you can like burn them up in crisp, and then you can get all your moves back and also fight another person. So and plus his ult, he can go by death counter, and that's it.
I think we can do one more. And then we're going to do another poll. So everyone in the audience, make sure you're ready to vote on the poll. Let's go with Arthur,
I don't think I should be here.
Amogus.
Thank you for having me.
Let's start with you, Amogus. What character do you think is the best and why?
I think it's the strongest hero because you can do a very good combo starter, and then you can literally one-shot it. And the ult is out.
Okay, is that it? Is that all?
And the damage is
Oh,
the damage it's very good when you catch it right. Yeah, and that's all.
all right. Arthur, you're up next.
Alright, so can I do 2 characters?
Well, the whole point of this is to see which character specifically is the best.
Alright, well then I would have to go with Genos because no, actually I'm gonna do Atomic Samurai because first of all it has so much like combo extending moves that you can just do infinite combos until they die. Then there's also the fact that every time you get a finisher on them, you can get a move off cooldown. So you can just do 2 moves in one and extend with that move. Then we're gonna go with the ult because it has insane radius and does at like 25% of your health. Its moves even have combo extensions. Like if you do sunset into what was the second move? But second move that could do almost all your health if you hit the first alt move. Like startup and then sunset.
All right, thank you. It's time for the poll. Based off of what those 9 people had to say, vote on what character you think is the best in the stage chat. There's a poll up right now. And form your own opinion based off of what the 9 people said. All right, it seems to have capped out. So it looks like Genos is the heavy favorite now. Atomic Samurai got a lot more votes than last time, I think. Let me check. So Genos and Saitama were basically almost tied last time, but now it's like heavily favored towards Genos. How are people adding more reactions?
It's the mods, guys.
Who is doing that?
Hold on, I'll remove it. We're going to demote all of you, just so you know.
Okay, just if any mods are in the audience, don't add any reactions, please. So the poll seems to be done. So for the next, we're gonna do one more discussion, and this time it's gonna be 4 people with no limits. So like you guys are just gonna have to sort of be civil among yourselves. So like don't talk over each other. If someone like genuinely starts talking and going on a rant with good points, then just let them talk. All right. So the whole point of this is, what character in the Strongest Battlegrounds do you think is the best? I've never really done this before, so I'm trying to think like the best way to do this. You know, I'll just let you guys handle it. So all of you can unmute, and you can basically just start whenever you want. Try to be civil.
So I'm gonna start on why Sonic is the best player. And that is because he is one of the only players that can play so purely unpredictable, but still win. And he's easily one of the most spammiest characters. His ult has no moves where it's a one-time use, and his passive is teleport dashes, and his ult has teleport dashes, which means anytime he gets knocked down, he can escape being a ragdoll.
Yeah, I want to add on to something. Sonic's his entire thing is having like all of his moves are utility. Every single one of his moves can displace you like a decently strong amount. So if you're running or if you're just trying to go circles around some guy, you can use most of your moveset. But I have to say, I think Genos is better just solely because all of his moveset, with exception of the blitz shot and machine gun punches, can do the same exact thing, except he gets a little bit more control over his mobility as well.
I would say Genos is better too, because like the ragdoll cancel, you can combo extend from that, and when you use machine gun blows, you can turn around at the exact time and then combo extend to another moves.
It's almost like a mix-up though, because it is untrue.
I do want to say, in my experience, every other moveset is so easily predictable, to me at least, where Sonic is so purely unpredictable. I've already said this, but it is true. Like, and all of his moves are teleports, along with the what's it called, the passive. And
I think one thing that I think is that I feel like Genos has one really unique tool in the game that some other characters kind of have, like Sonic, which is that he's got an extremely fast block cancel. If you do the tech for ignition burst, you just go straight through block, and it's so fast that unless the opponent knows and is openly trying to like do a cold read on you and counter it, there's absolutely nothing they can do. And it's just so strong. Although Sonic has the same thing with the shuriken, although not to the same extent.
So the basic moveset, you can literally predict that. You can block, and on the whirlwind kick, if you mastered it, you can like punch them and then combo extend from that.
Sonic is only really unpredictable during if the person using Sonic's like really laggy, then that makes it unpredictable. But usually you just hold block and
yeah, if you hold F against a Sonic, most of the time they'll just start crying and leave the game because they just don't know how to get around you. If you hold, the thing is that like the best Sonic players aren't the ones who can do all the crazy attacks. They're the ones who just hold S and wait for you to do something so they can use like a million of their moves. At least that's how I used to get swagged on back in the day when Sonic was still relatively new.
I mean, that is the like big, heavy amount of Sonic players. But see, I've been practicing every moveset. I haven't touched Sonic like once in the entire game, and it took me 1 week to get better using him than any other moveset I've ever used in the game.
Yeah, he is pretty easy to pick up though, which is nice.
When you're using Genos, if you have good aim, you can really just kill them. Like there's so many moves that you need aim for, so you just need to master the aim and then the accuracy, and then you will like win.
Kind of. I see that for the blitz shot, or for everything except the blitz shot, because the blitz shot has a little bit of RNG to it. If you use it like from range, you can tell there's a little bit of almost a spin to it. It's almost got bloom on it, and it will go in the direction. It won't go exactly to your cursor. It's weird.
It kind of curves.
Mm-hmm. I feel like it goes bottom left a lot of the time though.
It always goes for the trees. That's why it curves.
Oh, the one thing that I will say is that Genos, probably tied with Garo, has one of the worst ults in the game. Just his ult is kind of, it's not bad. It's just.
I mean, he has a move that goes through death counter, but
yeah, he that's true. But like, he also has one of the easiest to death counter moves in the game, which is the whiffed thunder kick. And the regular thunder kick is almost impossible to hit.
Yeah, and the incinerate is just so big. You can just death counter that
if you
so
land
easily.
The only way to actually land thunder kick is to down slam them and then use it, but that does less damage for some reason.
But yeah, in terms of ults, I have to say Sonic's ult is just if we're assuming Saitama doesn't exist, it's probably just the best ult in the game. it has.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that too.
Every ult in TSB has the unique quirk of expanding on a character's moveset. So a character like Sonic, who's so easy to use to move around and just run in circles around your opponent, you just get exponentially better at that with the ult. Like all of the moves are, it's almost like each move is an improved version of the base. So if you're Sonic fighting against, say, a metal bat, you can not only bait out the death blow, but you can just straight up run away from him, and he can't do anything, and it'll just waste his entire ult. Which is the same for practically every character fighting against Sonic.
When I use the Sonic ult, you really only need Twin Blade Rush and then fourfold Flash Strike to completely kill a person. If you just land it correctly, it can be a 2-move combo.
When you use Twin Blade Rush and then fourfold Flash Strike, it has like you need to wait before it actually lands. So the other guy can just ragdoll cancer and you'll miss, and then he can like punch you and like do combos.
Well, it's like the hitbox for fourfold Flash Strike is so big, you don't, unless you're bad with like moving your mouse, you can't really miss it.
Well, if they're really close to you, then they can do a mix-up and try to bait you into going a different way. But you can also just avoid that situation by doing it either at range or using something beforehand to force them to use up one of the resources. So that was
I mean, I usually just use Carnage for that.
If you're playing on Xbox or PlayStation, you can just turn on lock on and then just use Sonic Ultimate and like use Sonic and you'll win. So like pretty unfair like if you have lock on, but like it's pretty hard to play on Xbox or PlayStation because the like moving your camera is pretty hard. So I feel like it's like balanced.
One thing bad about Twin Blade Rush is that with jet dive, you can basically just dodge it like anytime if you just use the back jet dive variation.
It is.
Well, I mean,
you can just,
as long as you catch someone with an M1 before using Twin Blade Rush, you can't miss it. It's not hard to do that.
Like, if someone uses Twin Blade Rush and you see them use it and coming for you, you can just jump and hold blitz shot until like until their Twin Blade Rush ends. So you can then kill them.
The thing is too with straight on the last hit, if they block it does damage, but it doesn't really stun them, which means they can side dash and combo you.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to dog on
that's the
Genos
one.
a little bit.
Oh no, good.
I want to dog on Genos a little bit. Everything except Saitama, if you pop the ult right as the opponent uses Incinerate, you will either disable the Incinerate, like if you're using Garlo's Ground Slam, it will just cancel it.
Yeah.
Or you'll go through it. Because I think that they designed it specifically so you have enough iframes so that every ult will be able to survive it if you pop it right at the end. So that's another L for Incinerate.
And the good thing about Genos Ultimate is when you like finish someone, you get your cooldowns back on speed with drop kick and thunder kick. So if you have a group and someone is low, you can just spam these moves and like kill a bunch of people.
Yeah, but that's pretty much only good if you're like kill farming or if you're going against like teamers.
It's been like a good, 10 minutes maybe. I'm gonna call it there. Thank you guys for being civil. I'm surprised everything has gone so smoothly so far. Alright, the poll is up. Based off of what you heard through this entire discussion, use your own brain to make your own opinion based off of what you heard. So it's still fairly balanced between Genos and Saitama. I'm surprised. I honestly thought it would change a lot after people started talking about Sonic more. I do see Sonic got a little bit more votes than usual. It's still mainly a tie. Like, you can't really say which one is better based off of the poll because people keep spam reacting, so I can't get a straight number. I'm just gonna say it's even. It's perfectly even. Sonic being the third place, Hero Hunter and Blade Master being tied, and Metal Bat being the worst. Thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate your input. Thanks to the people that spoke. I'm surprised it didn't turn into a show. That's it. See you later.